Karmine Corp had a chance to etch their names into the Rocket League history books by becoming the first team to win all 3 regional events in a single split. Unfortunately, fate had other plans, and Karmine Corp were about to be drowned out by Team Liquid. But where did it all go wrong? What happened in that decisive match against Team Liquid that cost Karmine Corp a chance at history? We are going to kick things off with 3:09 left to go here in Game 7. Now, the main culprit for this first goal that KC is going to concede here is going to be a combination of miscommunication, some unfortunate positioning, as well as some boost struggles. So we'll see here that Itachi is just going to kind of be chilling in Liquid's half, waiting to see what Oski is going to do with this ball, and as soon as Oski gets this flip up, Itachi is going to go ahead and go up and challenge this. The problem is that this apparently has not been communicated very clearly to the other members of the team, as we see Exotic is on his way rotating back here, but instead of Vatira just allowing Itachi to go ahead and do whatever he's going to do here, Vatira is going to burn an awful lot of boost here to dive on into this play. So as we roll this forward here, we're going to see Vatira jump on in, and that puts Itachi and himself right in the exact same position. Because of this double commit, we now have nobody left in the midfield to challenge this ball, so we're absolutely going to see a counterattack coming through here from Team Liquid. So we'll see here, as we head back, right here, Vatira's going to notice that Exotic is boosting towards that corner. So, okay, with this positioning, we're going to let Exotic go ahead, pick up this boost, and then rotate back into the back post, which means even though we're fairly low here, we want to be the first person to turn to challenge this ball to make sure that Exotic can have as easy a touch as possible if we get beat. And that's exactly what we'll see here as Vatira rotates back, turns ball cam back on, charts the trajectory that he needs to take to go ahead and block a Chronic here, goes up and gets just enough, but I like the way he's positioning himself. He's positioning himself in such a way that no matter what kind of touch he gets on this ball, it's going to head out towards the sidewall into the corner. And if he were to miss, it's very likely that now because he's jumped, he's taken a Chronic off the ball, which is exactly what his goal in jumping was. It was either A, I'm going to get a touch on this ball and send it over to a relatively safe area, or B, I'm going to at least take the attacking player off the ball and give a free ball for my last man back to also clear to a safe area. So as this ball pinches off to the side, this is where we're going to end up seeing the idea of a mispositioning. So if we switch over here to Exotic, we're going to go ahead and watch how the next part of this play plays out from his perspective. So Atao's going to get this touch over to the side wall. Now this means that Itachi pretty much has no chance to cut off this ball as it hits the wall, and will have to play after it bounces off. Now of course we know Vatira, after getting that touch, is on 0 boost. So our goal here is to try to stall this ball out enough that we can either push it back into their half to allow Vatira to recollect himself, or we just need to stall the ball out in non-dangerous positions long enough that Vatira can make some kind of pad rotation and get back in the play. As we go ahead and roll it forward, the first problem we'll notice is that because of all Vatira's save coming this way, Itachi rotating this way, and now Exotic kind of cutting over this way, we all end up in one big happy clump kind of guarding the same area of the field, which isn't super great because any ball that might come hard across this way is going to be really hard to get to because we don't have anybody sitting back here, for example. So we're all kind of bunched up in the same spot. So that's not fantastic, but we have boost to work with. So now Itachi is going to go up and challenge this ball, and he's going to at least get a block on Oski, which is fantastic, exactly what we wanted to see. So he goes ahead and gets a block, but now watch the positioning of Exotic's car here. Because now Exotic is right now dead in line with where this play is happening. So he has no wiggle room to react to where this ball goes. I actually kind of would have liked if he was sitting slightly further back and would give himself a little bit of a lead up, depending on where this ball pinches out to be able to adjust his car in the direction that he needs to go, and then be able to go as quickly as possible. However, what Exotic's going to do is, as this 50 happens, he's going to turn hard to the right and basically be facing backwards completely to the ball, which is going to mean that he is completely unable to turn around and get up to challenge the ball before a member of Team Liquid can. Go ahead, this ball kind of just pops up, but we'll see that really hard turn here from Exotic now facing completely backwards to the play. So what this does now is it takes Itachi out of the play. It makes Exotic pretty much useless in this situation. We know that Tira's on low boost, so he can't go. So we've basically given up this ball for free in a situation that we really should have someone available to at least challenge this. Now this is going to lead to a problem because obviously we've given up this free ball. So that's whatever. We go ahead and turn back. And now, okay, Vatira's in net. So he's sitting on at most 12 boosts, and this has probably been communicated in comms. So now immediately, as this ball comes towards the net, Exotic should kind of do what Vatira did for him in the previous situation. He should be the one to go for this ball as fast as possible. He's the one with boost. He wants to make any kind of save that Vatira needs to make as easy as possible, or even better, he wants to cut off this play entirely to prevent a Chronic from getting anywhere. Instead, what's going to happen is this communication comes through a little too slowly, so Vatira sees this ball coming on net and jumps to go ahead and save it, and at the same time, Exotic is also jumping. Now, if we look right here, if Exotic gets this touch on this ball, it's all A-okay. He sends it out to the corner, probably follows it up, we're good to go. The problem is that if Vatira beats him to this ball, it's just dropping right into the midfield, and it's going to be a free strike for whoever's coming in from Team Liquid. So this communication needed to be a lot clearer and happen a lot faster to make sure that Vatira doesn't even jump for this ball in the first place. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. The communication did not happen fast enough. They both jump, Vatira gets the touch, and as we said, drops right into the midfield. Itachi unable to get there in time, and Itao gets the free shot to the top part of the net. That's how Liquid was able to break down KC on the first goal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second one. Now, the story of this second goal is going to be overcommitting. So we'll see that KC has managed to tie us back up 1-1, 54 seconds left. Absolutely the time of the game where we should not be overcommitting for anything. And unfortunately, that's exactly what we're going to see KC do. So what we'll see here is we'll see an initial challenge come through from Exotic that will keep the ball kind of hovering in this area here. And then we'll see Vatira also turn and attack this ball. Now, that's totally fine, right? Totally fine to do this. So let's go ahead and see how this kind of plays out. So the ball comes through, stays in this general area, Vatira gets a touch. This is all fine. And let's see. So Exotic, completely out of the play here, maybe going to get this boost, and then we'll be rotating back. Vatira, completely out of the play here, will be working on rotating back as well after maybe picking up a boost or doing whatever he's going to do upon landing. Now, if we see here, we have a Liquid player positioned perfectly in net. When this ball bounces out, he's in a perfect spot to go up and challenge it. Now, in this occasion, the last thing we want to do is potentially give Liquid a chance at a counterattack with all of our players retreating back on defense. So as the third man back here, you absolutely cannot go for this ball unless you have a plan of where it's going to go and you're winning the ball cleanly, especially in a 1-1 tie with 50 seconds left. Because what we're going to see as we go ahead and play this forward is Itachi's going to jump up for this, and he's just going to get absolutely stuffed by a Chronic. And now if we look at the positioning, no one from KC is in a position to prevent any kind of counterattack. And even worse, not only are they not in a position to prevent any kind of counterattack, but if we also play this for just a half second, we'll notice that Exotic did not get this boost, which means he's basically on 0. Vatira hasn't gotten any boost, so he's on 0. So they're both rotating back, and if we look here, oh wait, there's no mid boost either. Well, it looks like we might be rotating all the way back. Now, if that's the case for both players, there's no one left to challenge the ball here. that means that this ball is just going to fall down, and we're going to give free control over to someone like Atao, or maybe even someone like Oski, and give them this entire field to work with. So we'll see that, oh yeah, that mid boost isn't there for Vatira either, so yep, he is going all the way back too. So Exotic and Vatira are just going to drag race down the field to pick up both their back corners. Now, credit to Exotic, he does recognize this, and as soon as he picks up this back corner, he turns to immediately challenge Atao. But the problem, Itachi's gone, nothing he can do about this. We've given them this whole field to set up this very obvious passing play. But the problem is that Exotic has to play the ball, which as soon as Atao sees, he's immediately going to know, okay, this ball is going to come across. Free shot for Oski, because we can see here that Vatira's plan is basically to defend the net. If anyone had picked up small pads in the midfield and turned to challenge this earlier, it's possible that this play doesn't happen, because Atao would not still have control of this ball. At the very worst, it might have been a pass to Oski earlier. This shot would already be flying on net, or Oski would be currently air dribbling through the air, which, honestly, Vatira with full boost, I like his chances on being able to defend that. Either way, in the situation that Exotic and Vatira have kind of put themselves in, it's kind of hopeless. Because as we'll see as we roll this forward, Exotic goes ahead and challenges the ball, Atao sees it coming, chips it right over to Oski. Oski, easy shot. Vatira kind of frozen on the ground because he has to kind of wait to see what happens, and there's no way you're saving that. So that entire goal comes down to the fact that we've pushed too hard on offense in a tie game with less than a minute left. This last goal is incredibly simple, and it just comes to some overzealous play here from Exotic, and it's going to occur right after the kickoff of giving off the previous goal. Kickoff happens, ball pinches over to Atao. So right here we're looking at the fact that Oski is going to get this mid boost, so he can't really do anything with this play. Last man back's not really going to do anything with this play, so all eyes are on Atao to see how he handles this ball. Now we'll notice that Exotic continues to kind of creep forward a little bit here, which is going to put him in a bit of an awkward spot when this ball gets boomed long. Ball gets banged long by Atao, and now Exotic's kind of frozen. Now in this situation, based on the angle of takeoff, how hard this ball is flying, where Atao is, it's not looking likely that he's going to have a direct shot on net here. It looks like he's going to have to do some stuff to be able to put the ball on target. So if I'm Exotic, I'm not jumping here. I'm the last man back. If this ball gets past me, neither of my teammates are in the play, so it's just all Team Liquid coming down the field. So I'd rather not leave the net completely open by jumping for a ball that I don't need to. Instead, we can just kind of drive back towards our goal, maybe head up the backboard if we see it's heading there, but give ourselves a fighting chance with plenty of boost to be able to defend this attack from Atao, rather than jumping now, and if we miss this, we take ourselves completely out of the play and leave the net completely wide open. Unfortunately, Exotic takes the jumping strategy, and we'll see that this ball is way out of reach. There is no chance he's reaching this. And we'll see that Atao was the only person to follow it across, but now we've used all of our boost, we're not in a situation to recover, and if Atao can somehow put this ball into the midfield, that's a free goal from Liquid. So, as this ball falls down, Atao's going to get the touch that's going to send it across, and unfortunately Exotic just ends up right in the spot where the ball was going, and hits it further into the midfield, and Oski wins the race back downfield and gets the goal. So that should give you guys an idea of how Team Liquid was able to take down KC here in Game 7 of the Winter Invitational. Definitely mistakes that KC will, I'm sure, clean up before the Major comes around, but I will definitely be interested to see if they end up crumbling in these high-pressure situations at the Major. Of course, if you guys do enjoy videos like this and other videos that I have produced, please consider clicking that bright red subscribe button right down below this video. It really does help me out a lot more than you guys realize, and I really do appreciate it. Of course, if you're looking for some more Rocket League entertainment, might I recommend checking out this playlist right here for some more RLCS replay analysis, or check out this video over here to see what it looks like to play in the top 0.5% of Rocket League players.